What's up, guys? Today we're going to be taking a look at this situation we got going on in our hobby. Just going to react to Discourse Miniatures video from earlier today. Let's get into it.
For the record, today I planned on lying in bed, eating big bags of nachos, and watching reruns of The X-Files.
That sounds like a
because
good
I
night.
am very sick, and that's why
Especially
I
if you're
look
sick.
very sick. But there was a news article that released today that was incredibly... It's got Twitter basically losing its mind. So, you know it's...
Don't fuck with Twitter. I do not mess with Twitter. I have never felt the urge to jump on and play keyboard warrior on Twitter.
Gotta be good if it's getting me to pass up on the X-Files reruns. Currently, this entire matter has escalated in a matter of hours to now we have a YouTuber asking for references for solicitors so that they can sue SpikeyBits, the miniature wargaming news website, for libel. So, you know, we're gonna cover that today, sick or not.
Let's get
now,
into
before
it.
we go any further, firstly, I want to say I don't know any of the people involved in this story. I don't know the YouTuber Juan Hidalgo. I don't know him, and I don't.
So I've never seen this guy before as far as his YouTube channel. If you guys follow him, let me know. He's got a crap ton of paint behind him though, so might need to check out some of his stuff. He may be able to teach me a thing or two.
Really know Rob Breyer, the author of the
SpikeyBits.
SpikeyBits article that we're going to be going over. I don't have any like personal relationships or dealings with any of them. And secondly, I need to give you some context. Now, most
We need
people
the
probably know about
context.
this, but essentially, contrast paints were released by Games Workshop a couple of years back.
Guys, if you've used the Games Workshop contrast paints, let me know. I don't really paint too many models anymore, but I still have quite a few unpainted models in my collection. So if this is something I need to get on board with, let me know. Is it worth the money? Because I know it's from GW, so it can't be cheap. So
Are very cool paints, actually. They go in one big coat, they remove the need for highlighting and for shading, etc., etc. Now, those paints sold exceedingly well.
Like
and
everything
what that
GW
means
does.
is that all the other paint companies in the world are now trying to jump on that boat, because of course they are. Now, what's important
Yeah.
for this video is that Army Painter came out with their own range of paints called speed paints. Now, this paint range...
Now I've not seen the speed paints. I've been trapped in my computer room office creating solo games for so long. I'm just missing everything out there in the world. What's going on, guys? What am I missing? Do I need to get out? Let me know. Please tell me.
Initially released to rave reviews. It got a ton of great press. Most reviewers basically said that it applies on in one thick coat, does everything you expect it to, good stuff. However, there
Sounds like some
was
good stuff.
one blogger slash YouTuber called Stally from Tale of Two Painters who noticed that the paint would reactivate. Essentially,
Reactivate. See, that just sounds bad. Makes it sound like you're gonna put it on and it's gonna get wet and start running or something.
what this meant was whenever you applied speed paint to a miniature and then you tried to apply either water or another coat of paint on top of that, the speed paint layer would get wet again and would actually rub off. So for example, if you...
I called it. It gets wet again. A whole night's paint ruined by reacting paint. So see that would just take all of the wind out of my sails if I stayed up, I painted badass miniature, and then I went back because I was like, you know what? I'm gonna hit him with a second coat. He's gonna look nice. I'm gonna put him on the table. It's gonna be beautiful. And then you start painting, and then you're painting your model, and then you start noticing that the paint that you put on prior is now running. Dude, that would crush me, man. I don't know. Then you just know like you got work to do. Oh.
to do something like slap chop, you want to add on some extra detailing to a layer of speed paint, that might cause issues. It might cause layers to start reactivate, etc., etc. Though usually if you do a layer of speed paint and you leave it overnight, it's kind of fine to work on again in the
Good,
morning.
yeah, that's
now,
what I would
this was
assume.
brought up by Juan
assume.
Hidalgo, the YouTuber, and apologies for the pronunciations here. I can barely get English right. I'm going to screw up Spanish. But essentially, this YouTuber reviewed the Army Painter speed paint range and brought up this reactivation issue. Honestly, If you watch the review itself, it's pretty milquetoast. Juan Hidalgo talks about the reactivation issue kind of being a problem for some painters, maybe not for others. It's really, honestly, it's not like a crazy review at all. Probably the most kind of dubious claim in that review.
So right now, I don't see what any issue is. I mean, the guy is a miniature painter, and he's reviewing paint. I've never really used much Army Painter. I'm like looking at my paints right behind my computer right now, and I'm just like, everything's like Vallejo, P3, and what's that, Game Color. So that's kind of what I have. And then the cheap like Walmart paint. I got a bunch of the cheap Walmart paint for like terrain, folk art, and stuff like that, whatever it's called.
That he claims that the paint would reactivate after 2 days.
2 days?
I don't really see anybody else echoing that period.
2 days? Bro, 2 days. You telling me if I painted something 2 days ago and I went back to throw another coat on, which I'm like, why am I still painting the same model 2 days later? It's going to reactivate. The paint's going to reactivate. And that paint job that I put on 2 days ago and I waited for it to dry is going to run? No. Dude, no.
But I don't have Army Painter speed paint. I can't actually test this for myself.
Me neither.
That's all okay. So that all occurred like months ago. Now, into this picture
Here we go.
steps SpikeyBits.
Here we go. We're getting to the thick of it now.
This is probably the one voice in the wargaming community that is more divisive and hated than me. And they have released an article.
Hold up. People hate SpikeyBits? Bro, people hate SpikeyBits? I mean, I've been down with SpikeyBits for a while now. I mean, I don't know anybody from that, that outlet. But I mean, as far as like kind of going and reading articles and stuff like that, I think, way back, 6th edition, 40K, I think their channel was small. This was later on in the time, but I know I was watching the videos or something back then. So, okay. SpikeyBits. People hate SpikeyBits. Man, you learn something new every day.
Today, or yesterday, if my editor has been really slow, I can't describe it as anything other than really a hit piece on Vallejo, a rival paint brand, and Juan Hidalgo.
I love Vallejo.
This article
Vallejo.
from SpikeyBits essentially alleges that Juan Hidalgo was on the payroll of the rival paint brand Vallejo, was working on their contrast paint equivalents called Express paints,
Express.
and therefore bad-mouthing the competition. Now, this is obviously a very serious allegation, so let's get into this.
Hold on. You can't badmouth the competition anymore? I mean, has anybody, have these people not heard of like Pepsi versus Coke? The commercials from back in the day where it's kind of like the kid like standing on, like, I think he was standing on the Pepsi bottle so he can get a Coke or vice versa or whatever. I mean, that's what you do with your competitor. You kind of point out their flaws so, your qualities will look even better. So, okay. Man.
So firstly, the article itself is called Vallejo Put Out a Hit on the Army Painter, which obviously is a little bit on the nose. A little bit of an exaggeration.
Pretty funny.
So the article itself says, it looks like Vallejo may have put out a hit on the Army Painter speed paint line to hurt the brand using creator Juan Hidalgo directly. So you can see all these parties have been pulled in together. Now, this is one of the main issues I have with this article from SpikeyBits. They basically say that reactivation is an invented issue with the Army Painter speed paint.
Okay, an invented issue. It's an invented issue, like as in he invented it, like he's making it up.
I have problems with this. Firstly, the reactivation issue isn't invented. This is something that happens.
Right.
If you have an Army Painter layer of...
Not sorry to stop the video again, but yeah, that's if it does the whole running thing, then that's what it does. Just because someone made a video about it, and he just happens to be aligned with the competitor, it doesn't mean the product doesn't have that issue.
Then you apply water to it before it has dried, and it takes maybe a day, maybe 2 days to dry, then the paint will reactivate and will get wet again. Now, the reason why SpikeyBits are saying that this reactivation issue is invented is because they claim that Army Painter has never expected, or it's not designed to be painted this way. Essentially, the Army Painter speed paints are to be used as a single coat. You just paint them all one color and then off you pop. You're not meant to apply.
So, but if they said that, now if they said that hey, our paints were never intended to be used like that, then that leads me to believe that they know that it has that issue, you know. So it's not like he's being underhanded or anything, saying something that's not true, like obviously was just stated. You know, it's 100% fact. You know, if you put the second layer on, the paint's going to run. And they know it, and that's why they say no. That's not how you use it. You use it one time, and then that's it. You slap that first coat on, and then you're done. But so they know that it will reactivate.
Other colors on top of it. Sure, but that kind of ignores how the vast majority of painters, I would say, are going to actually use the paints in practice.
I'm not even much of a painter,
like
and I know.
Issue is invented. This is a problem that painters at home will need to know about if you were creating content about those paints. Now, the SpikeyBits article says that the reactivation issue was purposefully exaggerated by someone who was, in fact, working for Vallejo at the time to launch a speed paint / contrast alternative. There's a couple of issues here. Firstly, I don't quite buy that the issue of the reactivation was purposefully exaggerated. And also, the article says that he invented the reactivation issue again.
How?
That's not true. Juan
no,
Hidalgo
100%
was not the
not
first
true.
person to bring up reactivation as a problem. And he also didn't invent it as an issue. He might have exaggerated.
How could he invent it as an issue? I mean, if that's what it does, then that's what it does, regardless of what one man is saying or multiple people. I don't know, but yeah, if you know, if he's paints a model and he waits 2 days and he goes back to apply another coat and it starts to run, that's 100%. That's what it does. It's not made up. Come on, guys. Come on.
Time, but honestly, I don't know about that. I don't really think that he did, to be honest. The second allegation that comes in this article, though,
I like
is
that chair, by the way.
Juan Hidalgo was working for Vallejo at the time that he put out a review of the Army Painter speed paints, and that does seem to be the case. That does seem to be true. So super recently, on October the 23rd, Juan Hidalgo did put out a review for the Vallejo Express paints, which are basically the speed paint / contrast paint equivalent from Vallejo. And in this video, Juan Hidalgo does say that he has been working for Vallejo for like the last year on these paints. So content creators working for companies isn't an issue in and of itself. The problem.
Sticky situation, guys. Yeah. I mean, he could have planned that perfectly. He may have already known that it had that issue, you know. I don't think this was something, you know, it was premeditated. I doubt it. You know, I think maybe he was probably, you know, working with them to get this product made, the speed paint, and yeah, and then he just made this video, and now it's like, okay, now we're rolling out this product, and
where this information isn't made available to viewers, especially if you are reviewing a rival product. That's actually a big deal. Where this article is correct is that I do think that it is unethical to review a painting brand while working for their competitor.
No, I mean, you know, that's just something you let people know up front. You just say, hey, I am working with the competitor of this product, but, you know, I'm going to give you guys my honest opinion on it. You know, if this is a good product, it's a good product. You know, if the company I'm aligned with is going to release something that is far superior, then that's what it is. I mean, even if he were to state it like that and say, hey, this is going to be superior, then that is just, you know, that's his opinion, you know. I mean, and everyone is, you know, is granted their own opinion on stuff. So
ever actually saying that. Now, that being said, I assume that Juan was probably under some sort of NDA with Vallejo so that he couldn't reveal that he was working with them. That's more likely the case. I understand that completely. But that means that there's two solutions to this. The first solution is you don't cover speed paints.
No,
unfortunately,
I don't like
you're
that.
just so biased, you're unable to reveal to your audience.
No, you can't do that. You know, that's what you do. If you're a painter, he's a painter first. You know, what he's doing with Vallejo is second. You know, if he's just working with them to produce a far superior brand or product, then that's just what he's doing. You know, he's a painter and he's like, listen, here's this one paint by Army Painter, you know, and, you know, here's some flaws. And here's this product by Vallejo that I've worked with and helped them craft over a year. And now it's ready, and I want to put these two products head to head and tell you guys what I like about each one. Then that's what it is. That's business, man.
Not biased. I think honestly the answer might be you just don't cover the speed paints there. You can't give an honest review. Or secondly, and I haven't seen any contracts or anything here, but more than likely he could have just said that he's working with competitors and just not been specific. Like, I think that probably would have been fine for
I would have been specific. I would have said like, hey, I'm working with Vallejo.
To not reveal this information whenever he was actually doing the Army speed paint video. In Juan's favor, though, he does make very explicit that he is biased in favor of Vallejo whenever he does his review of the Vallejo Express paints.
Well, there you go.
I don't think he set out to deceive anybody. I think this was probably a mistake on his part, and I think that intentionality is actually super important. The way that this SpikeyBits article is written, it makes it sound like Juan Hidalgo was paid by Vallejo to go after speed paints and to try and badmouth them in some way. That he's been contracted by a rival and the content creators are being paid by paint brands to go after one another. I think that's just entirely hyperbole.
I wouldn't be surprised,
I don't think the article's entirely fair. So if you go down, you can see that really this article does seem to be a little bit of a hit job against Juan Hidalgo. I don't know whether or not Juan maybe offended Rob Breyer at some stage. I don't know what's going on there, but it really is crazy like how much he goes after him. Because you gotta remember, Juan wasn't even the guy who discovered the reactivation issue. This was Stally brought this up. Now, admittedly, Juan has done a couple of videos on speed paints, for sure. And there's a ton of cherry-picked articles and comments from Juan about the Army Painter speed paints, but I think
they're digging in.
SpikeyBits goes a little bit hard on him, to be honest. There's also some other random stuff just gets brought up in the article about like some random Twitter user who was like questioning the authenticity of Juan's painting. I don't know why this is relevant. It feels like at a certain stage that the article just goes on to try and defeat Juan Hidalgo's character, which I just find weird. It's just weird. It doesn't really feel like journalism. Also brings up the fact that Juan's business as a goldsmith that's not related to wargaming at all.
He's getting personal.
During COVID, as many
Spikey's getting personal.
Was advertising his business on his YouTube channel. Again, I don't see how this is relevant here, guys. I mean, it's not as if...
Bro, I started to stop the video, but dude, straight up, man, like, why are you even bringing this guy's personal life that's like outside of the hobby into something that's hobby focused? That's like someone coming after me like, hey, Rob works for the university and blah blah blah, and I don't know, something, and it has nothing to do with game design, and that's, dude, come on, guys. If you're going to criticize someone and it's concerning the hobby, dude, keep it with the hobby. Since I've kind of gotten into game design, I've had few designers reach out to me, all for the most part positive, got a lot of love. I think only one designer has ever said something to me that wasn't necessarily negative, but it made me kind of like draw back a little bit. I'm not gonna drop any names or anything like that. It's no big deal. We had maybe one conversation after that and everything's chill now, but for the most part, dude, guys, if it's about the hobby, keep it in the hobby, keep a person's personal life out of it, because we've got families and stuff like that, and you don't know what repercussions things could have, so yeah.
That Juan here was starving on the street and he manages to get access to some of the speed painters, and Slugworth from Vallejo is like, boy, if you manage to defame them, I'll give you some money. Like, that's not the scenario here. I think the real issue is simply that Juan Hidalgo was working for Vallejo on their paints, and he failed to disclose that whenever he did a review of the Army Painter speed paint. I don't think that necessarily was intentional. I don't think he said it to deceive anybody, but that ultimately that does undermine his review, and that does deceive his audience. I think that was a bad thing. I think it was unethical, but I don't think it was malicious. Rob's point in this article, I think, gets completely undermined by trying to create this
he could have been on an NDA, so it was maybe something he couldn't say anything about it, if they're about to release a new product that, will compete with potentially two huge brands, You know, they don't necessarily want to let the cat out of the bag. You know, he can't say anything. Maybe that could have been the whole situation, but he wanted to go ahead and get this review out while he could. You know, while it was maybe it's something. You know, when you come up with ideas for videos, sometimes you know it's the best thing is to go ahead and record it. You know, so and I think that's what happened in this situation. He got a video made, and obviously he's working getting these this contrast paint with Vallejo produced to his liking as a painter, and you know that maybe that just kind of brought the idea to make this video reviewing Army Painter's contrast paint. So
Finality, where it doesn't really exist. Now, Juan Hidalgo has given a little bit of a response to this article. He just tweeted about it a little bit. In fact, Twitter overall is up in uproar. You should see all the content creators on Twitter are going absolutely wild. Everybody hates SpikeyBits, and I think this is another opportunity for everybody to like bang on the hating of SpikeyBits drum. So actually, the article SpikeyBits has been updated since I read it this morning. It looks like they have now included the response from Juan Hidalgo.
Ooh.
Juan is obviously a bit annoyed. To be honest, I feel like I would be annoyed as well. Like, look at some of the language in this. Talking about his struggling business during COVID, the article says,
pissed,
quote,
bro.
perhaps this explains his motives to pivot to this space and make a go of it full time. Everyone has the right to provide for their family, but at the end of the day, how you go about it is almost as important
Bro.
as the content itself.
No, bro,
Like,
come on.
fuck off.
Exactly.
I think the tone of this entire Spiky
Exactly,
article
dude.
was off. And ultimately, I think if you want to boil this down, this entire article is making a mountain out of a molehill, but
Really is.
there's no smoke without fire.
What about smoke machines? Dry ice.
What
I
movie
think
is
that
that?
ultimately, at the end of the day, this was a problem. It should be flagged as an issue, and it's a good reminder to those of us content creators, people who work in this space, that we got to be really careful about this stuff.
Oh, yeah.
You know, we have
Yeah,
to.
real quick, guys. Like, with content creators and stuff, I don't consider myself a content creator by any means. I'm a game designer, if anything, but primarily a gamer. But as far as you know, content creators and stuff, man, you guys, especially if you're on the lower tier of content creators, trying to get your foot in the door with a lot of these corporations, that has money, and they've got legal power, so it's like you do not want to get yourself tied up in court, with some of these companies, over such something that's so insignificant. I mean, I love the hobby, don't get me wrong, but no one's trying to be paying out the ass in court fees and stuff like that because you dropped the dime about a miniature that was coming out or some game rules or something. So yeah, guys, be careful, please.
Always disclose everything. This is what I always do. I always disclose when I'm being paid. I always disclose when I've gotten stuff for free. I try to reveal all of my biases at all times, but everybody is biased. I don't think this is the end of the story. I think it's going to develop as time goes on. And in fact, actually, Juan has tweeted out that he's currently looking for a solicitor because I think he might be looking to take this further in a courtroom. So there might be a lawsuit that develops around all of this. So I'm going to keep following this
Put the boxing
as it
gloves on.
develops on. And of course, if you disagree with me, if you agree, if you have any other thoughts, let me know in the
All right, guys. So that's the video. Shout out to Discourse Miniatures for the content, and this is my reaction to it. And yeah, guys, this is sad. I don't want to see this in our hobby. We're all here to have a good time, get some miniatures on the table, and play some games and enjoy each other's companies. So please, guys, let's keep it cordial. All right. But anyway, I hope this situation will be quickly remedied and moved on from. And guys, if you like the video, you want to see more of my reactions and my commentary through some of this stuff, different videos, unboxings, reviews, blah blah blah, you guys let me know down in the comments. Give the video a thumbs up, and if you have not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Hit the bell so you can get notified when new videos are up, because I think I'm going to be doing this more often. And guys, head over to Facebook, Table Salt Gaming Designs, and Rusty Dagger, Battlespace. And guys, join those groups and talk to me. Drop a message saying, hey, Rob, saw the video, loved it, playing your games, loved them. Guys, I will see you next time for the next video. Again, it's your boy Rob, Table Salt Gaming Designs. Peace.
Below.